Hi, everybody. Hi, this is Dr. Ken Muich with the Fibromyalgia Wellness Center, and welcome to our Monday 12:30 presentation, a live video. So if you have any questions or concerns, so forth, feel free to get in, just become part of the discussion. Throw in a question or whatever else or comment, and we'll try to get answers to those or whatever you might need as we go along. Today we're going to be talking about something that I guess a lot of people have tried. You read a lot of things in papers and magazines and so forth. Detoxing, detoxification. Is it true? Is it a myth? Is it good? Is it bad? Uh, there's articles that have been written that detoxification is a myth and should not be tried. That's all it is a marketing tool to sell products, so forth and so on. When is it good? When should it be used? Say, let's just use this as an example. This past weekend, let's say you really overdid it. You went out, you really partied, you feasted, you had a great time, you overate, you overdrank, and now Monday you come in and say, oh boy, well, what am I going to do now? I probably destroyed and ruined myself. What should I do? Oh, I know. I read about it. A 7-day juice fast. Let's try that and see. Well, you have to understand that your body detoxifies 24/7. If it didn't, it wouldn't survive. Okay, that's the number one thing. So all that garbage and so forth that you put in your system maybe over the weekend really doesn't make that much of a difference if you've actually taken care of yourself throughout the rest of the year. And that's very, very important. It's not just what you've done over the weekend, it's whether or not you've been really taking care of yourself over a period of time. And it's very, very, really, it's really easy. It's not that complex. You don't have to go on some big detoxing program since your body's already detoxing itself. However, if you've been putting junk and garbage and so forth into your body, that's not going to help at all. And that way you do have some problems. So the body detoxes, like I said, 24/7. The best products for detoxing, I call them a culinary pharmacy. Your fruits and vegetables, colorful fruits and vegetables especially. They're natural cleansing. They take care of your body. They're antimicrobial, antibacterial, antioxidants in itself. And so I know a lot of people, they're on meat and potatoes. Well, you're going to have to expand a little bit if you want to stay healthy. Uh, in the CDC, they actually did tests and they found 212 chemicals in urine and blood. 75 of those have never even been measured before. And where do they come from? Well, all the things that we just, you know, take for granted. Like, for example, the overdone meat, maybe burned a little bit, acrylamides it's called, arsenic. Now, a lot of state rules and regulations require our bedding and so forth to be fireproof for those crazy people that would sleep in bed and burn themselves. Sorry about that. I hope that's not happened to you, but that goes off on a crazy tangent as far as your addiction to cigarettes. But anyway, there's arsenic in those products that does not allow them to burn, believe it or not. And so that can leach into your system. Environmental phenols, such as all those plastic bottles and the plastic that they wrap around your fruits and vegetables and so forth, oftentimes, depending upon how long they've been on the meat and so forth, can also leach into those products. VOCs, volatile organic compounds, the things, again, we take for granted for cleaning. Even soap has some of these compounds in them, blowable hand soap. How about the cleaning products around your house? How about dry cleaning? How about cosmetics? All of those things have products in them that your body can leach and get out of. So let's just take a look at it like this. I know a lot of people say, I take care of myself. I'm telling you, I'm as clean as can be. I know I don't let anything in my body, but you do. Think about the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, all of the odds and ends and so forth, the genetic modified foods. If you're eating organic foods, that's a better thing. If you're eating organic foods out of your garden, that's the best way. But there's so many foods now that are genetically modified. And of course, Monsanto and the companies that produce those, they're swearing that it's the same vitamins and nutrients. Hasn't been proven yet. Hasn't been proven. And so you're eating many times foods that are genetically modified, and that gets into your system. and that will adversely affect your body and toxicity in itself. So, what do you want to do? Well, you want to avoid certain things that we've talked about as far as fibromyalgia patients, but all people in itself. Reduce your omega-6. That's your trans fatty acids that stimulates your brain to produce arachidonic acid, which produces prostaglandins, which is inflammatory. It's your major reason for inflammation and pain in your body. You want to stay off of sugar. You want to at least make sure that you're not having some secondary side effects from any dairy products. Gluten, of course, many people get sick from that. There's a lot of things out there that you should really stay away from. And excessive alcohol, that's another thing. And all the other products, acrylamide and all the other products that I talked about, arsenics and so forth, that actually can leach into your system and cause you cause you problems. Now, the kidney is your natural, again, detoxifier. Everything washes out through the urine and so forth. You just have to drink enough water. Drink water. How much? Geez, I've heard, 8 ounce glasses of water, so forth and so on. The key is that you shouldn't be thirsty. If you get thirsty, then you're already being dehydrated. Okay, and so make sure you should be drinking some water throughout the day. Now, that doesn't include water in alcoholic drinks or wine or even the sodas and so forth. You got to stay away from those. Okay, I'm talking about water. Okay, H2O. For the liver, again, fruits and vegetables, very, very important. B vitamins, 2, 3, 6, 12, folic acid, vitamin A, E, and C. Those are very, very important. But you get those through fruits and vegetables, all of the wonderful things that you should be ingesting and taking care of. If you can, glutathione is extremely important. There's ways that you can increase that, primarily from fruits and vegetables, but still, your two major super antioxidants in your body, really great detoxifiers in themselves, are superoxide dismutase and glutathione, and those are produced naturally in the body. But if you put a lot of garbage and bad foods and dietary things in your system, it strains those, and so that's why many times you get sick, because they're not producing it high enough and you're putting a lot of garbage in your system. Let's see. Also, lean meats. I'm not crazy about red meats, but when I do have it, I try to make it as lean as possible. That's really important because fat will burn, and then you have the acrylamides again that cause problems. And lean red meats are high in omega-6. Again, let's go over it again. Stimulates in your body arachidonic acid, so forth and so on, prostaglandins. And also the inclusion of fish oil. Fish oil, omega-3, extremely important. Even if you ate fish 7 days a week, 3 times a day, 7 days a week, 365, you wouldn't be able to get enough into your system that would really be advantageous. You should consider taking supplements, but good supplements, not garbage. 1,000 pills for $10. You're not getting. And I've talked about omega-3 and the purity of it and so forth. Omega-3 has two very, very important aspects. One is a natural anti-inflammatory. That's your eicosapentaenoic acid. And the other is a brain stimulant, docosahexaenoic acid. There's been a tremendous amount of research on omega-3 or fish oil, and it's excellent for you to, again, not only keep you healthy, but also help detox a lot of the garbage out of your system. Now, there's some products that people take that haven't really been tested as far as for detoxing is concerned. But there are a couple I thought I'd mention, mainly because of all the stuff that's going into our system, so to speak, that might help. Spirulina has been tested, and it is wonderful for the removal of heavy metals. Some people have a propensity to absorb a lot of heavy metals and so forth based upon their work or whatever they're doing. Spirulina is excellent. That will help reduce the heavy metals in your system. And another thing that I've used in my clinic quite often is milk thistle, especially for those people that have overindulged as far as alcohol is concerned. Alcohol does have properties that will damage your liver, and I have seen people who actually been able to get life insurance when they actually include milk thistle as part of their liver regeneration, so to speak, or repair or remodeling. So that's something you might want to consider take into consideration itself. Anyway, so we have one more thing we want to detox and talk about, and that is pharmaceutical or prescription drugs. Boy, I'll tell you, they are really being overused by people. Matter of fact, there was a study that was done recently. 52 million Americans over the age of 12 are taking prescription drugs, excuse me, that are non-medical for them. In other words, they're enjoying the benefits of whatever uppers or downers, so forth, that they get. 52 million are taking medications. It's ridiculous. The three classes really: opioids, stimulants, and central nervous system depressants. Opioids, and I'm sorry, I can't remember everything. Opioids are obviously in the news quite a bit recently, and it's a serious problem. It certainly is. Um, when you get off of any of these, you're going to have withdrawal symptoms, and they include such things as nausea, vomiting, agitation, irritation, muscle aches and pains, headaches, all the things that you would have as far as even like alcohol withdrawal in itself. Opioids, to detox an opioid, many times they'll give medications like clonidine, and the clonidine itself will help reduce the opioid dependency and so forth. But each and every one of these, you need a medical professional administrator to help you through these to get yourself back to normal state, so to speak. As far as stimulants are concerned, they're for conditions such as for Ritalin, for people that overactive, so forth. So they give them Ritalin or Adderall. They're amphetamines or methamphetamines. And the problem with this is there's no approved detox protocol for stimulants at this time. But you need to be under secure environment, under medical supervision when you're trying to detox out of these medications and drugs. Very, very close supervision for this. And the last one, central nervous system, and this is sedatives, tranquilizers, Valium, and Xanax are the most common, and they are extremely, again, difficult to evacuate out of the system. It should be a slow process under, again, the supervision of medical experts in itself. It could be life-threatening, like alcohol withdrawal and so forth and so on. The stimulants oftentimes can be where a person commits suicide in itself. Now, one last thing on their detoxing. Let's say a person has gone through opioids or stimulants or CNS, central nervous system, medications, and they're trying to stay straight. Very, very difficult. Most of those people have a difficult time staying straight even after years. And what they'll do is they'll go back on these products and they'll try to go on the same amount as where they were before. And the body is not ready for it, and it can cause death. And so that's real serious. That's why you hear drug overdoses many times. It's from people who have been off of it, and then they get dragged right back in for whatever reason, and then they start out with the same amount that they ended up with, and the body can't handle it. And so that's where you get the seriousness of death in itself, of which we've had various friends that have actually gone through this, and their families are still suffering because of this problem. So you've got detoxing. The body automatically has a detoxing system 24/7, which is great. If you just help it along by eating good foods, fruits and vegetables and so forth, supplements of fish, chicken, fish, shellfish, turkey, try to stay off of sugar, gluten, trans fatty acids, dairy, alcohol, especially if you know that those things have residual side effects that we've already talked about sometime before. I want to thank you so very, very much for joining in. We had a couple of people with thumbs up that went along. Any questions at this point? Please, thank you very much. Some more thumbs up. That's great. If you have any other questions or whatever, please let me know. I'm at the Fibromyalgia Wellness Center, and my phone number, in case you need, is 480-948-4955. And we do have a seminar October 6th and 7th at the Franciscan Renewal Center to train doctors in our fibromyalgia protocol so that we can help a lot more fibromyalgia patients. You know, there's about 6 million that are diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and there's at least 6 million more that are either not diagnosed or misdiagnosed. And so what we're trying to do is make sure that patients are diagnosed properly because there's so many missed opportunities to help people, that's for sure. Thank you so very much. This is Dr. Kenneth Muich, and we will see you next Monday at 12:30 p.m. It's right after noon with another very, very interesting subject. I try to get the information out ahead of time, what the subject might be, so if you have any questions, you'll have them available ahead of time. Hey, thank you very, very much. Have a great day, great week. I wish everybody a very happy, healthy, enjoyable week. And take care. See you next week. Bye-bye.